So here I'm logged in a demo school as an admin. Let's go to one of my programs, Super Freelance. Inside of this program, we can see that I have some sections like Welcome to Super Freelance, my first module. Let's go to this lesson. In this lesson, we can see that I have my content right here where I can add some videos, some text, URLs, some resources as well, which can be links or files to download. And on the left right here, we can still navigate to other lessons in my program. If I want, I can also hide this sidebar for my lesson to take more space, but let's just go back to our normal view. And we can see right here too that we have some steps, which are the homework that students will have to do to complete the lesson, and also a section where they can ask questions. Let's now go to the admin part of the school. Right here, we can configure more things about the program Super Freelance, like the logo, the banner, the title, description, where the questions will be sent, the minimum and maximum recommended time to complete the program, its status, so if we want it to be published or not. Next up, we have more advanced options, like if we want to display or not the milestone list inside of the program summary. And to keep it short, milestones are the equivalent of an achievement in a video game. We can choose if we want to display the number of members that have access to a program publicly or not. It's disabled by default. We can choose if we want members to get access to a certificate of completion once they complete 100% of the steps of one program. Note that this is disabled by default. We can choose if we want a program to be what we call a secret program. A secret program will not be shown if a member does not have access to it. Let's see an example. Right here, we can see that I'm logged in as a member, and we can see right here that I have access to Super Freelance, but I do not have access to the bonus program or the Agency Academy program. If I decide to make the bonus program a secret program, and refresh the page right here, I will not even know that I do not have access to this program as a member. And we then have the ability to add a purchase page URL. So right here, let's just put google.com. We'll use this as an example. And I added it for the program Agency Academy. If I return to my member account and refresh my page, this is what I'll see. Right here, we can see that a button appeared for me to purchase this program that is locked. We've now seen how programs work. Let's dive one layer deeper inside of a program and look at sections and lessons. When it comes to sections, we can configure a section banner. We can add a section title, description. We can also configure drip delay. When a drip delay is set, members will have access to this section a certain amount of days after their access to the program. So if my drip delay is 5, I will unlock this section automatically after 5 days. And then we can just control the status, published or unpublished, of a section. Note that we can also use these little green buttons to publish or unpublish programs, sections, or lessons more easily. If we look at lessons, right here we can change the name of the lesson. We can also add a drip delay for a lesson. So for example, if I still have my 5-day drip delay on the section that is the parent of this lesson, and I have a drip delay of 2 days for this lesson, then I will unlock this lesson 7 days after I get access to the course. I can decide to lock the progression of the course until all the steps in this lesson are complete. Then I can configure the description. I can decide which type of lesson it will be. So I can just keep it a text type of lesson where we would just see the description with rich text formatting. Or I can decide to upload a PDF. By default, we made it so it's a video, but you can always change it to something else like an audio or even an embed if you want to integrate an external video tool that you have, or if you want to embed an external tool in general that you have and that you want to display for your members. Let's now close the lesson and go inside of this one right here, the 4 stages of your freelance career. So right here we can see that I added a video. It was uploaded natively in SchoolMaker using this right here. Then we can configure the description of the lesson, where we can format some text, add some links, but also add some YouTube, Vimeo, or Loom videos, and add some custom embeds if you want to add more functionality to your lessons. It's also possible to add attachments like images, videos, or audio files. Then we can see that I can add resources to my lesson. So I can add the name of a resource and then fill in the URL, or just upload a file and add it as a resource. And we now arrive at the steps. So I'll just move my face right here and let's look at what happens if we want to add a step. So let's just call this one testing as a description. Let's publish it and we can see different types of steps. So right here, by default, we'll have the checkbox type of step, which is simply a checkbox. We can just add some text right here and tell the students what they should do. We can also ask them to input a text line or a paragraph. And if we want, we can also have a coach who's responsible for correcting the step. It will be considered as completed only when an admin from your school or a moderator who was considered as the coach responsible for corrections validates the step. We can then share a link. If we want to share a specific URL resource for a step, we can add a quiz. We can ask the member to create a comment in a specific post in the community. We can ask the member to create a post in a specific community space. And we can also give them a content template to reduce friction and make it easier for them. And we can ask members to upload a specific file and correct it if we want. And the last type of step is the milestone. The milestone is a type of step that will be present only a few times in one course, and it's here to represent an important achievement in a course. When configuring a milestone, you can ask for proof. This will add right here a file field that will appear when we click on complete. And you can also have a coach who's responsible for reviewing if the milestone was properly achieved. Since completing a milestone can be a moment of high emotion, you can also trigger a testimonial, since it would increase your chances of getting one. Another interesting thing about milestones is that they make a different sound when completed. SchoolMaker also allows you to track the progress of your members. So if we go right here in Super Freelance, we can see some average data on the completion rates of the program, the sections, and the lessons. We can also see the progress of individual members. So if I go to users right here and let's go see this member right here, we can then go to progress. And right here, we'll be able to see more details about the progress of Cassandra Miller. So we can also go specifically into lessons and we'll even see when a specific step was completed. Let's now move on to the community. When we create a program, automatically a community space will be created. So right here we have a space called Super Freelance that was created automatically when we created the program. We can see it right here. Let's visit the community to see what's in it. Let's go to Super Freelance and we can see that we have a pinned post. We have some posts created by students already, and we can move to different spaces. We can just, if we want to see the post from all spaces, and it works like you would expect from a social media or a forum. You can go to a post right here and it's possible to add comments, reactions. It's possible to add nested comments and also mention people in the school. You can add new spaces by clicking on this button right here, and you can edit existing spaces by going right here. We can personalize spaces with a specific color, an emoji, or even add the image that you want. If I log in as a student who has access to both the program Super Freelance and the community space Super Freelance, and I go and ask a question, so let's go to this lesson, for example, and add a question. Let's save this, and we can see that this post was created in the community. If I now go back to my admin account and refresh the page right here, we can see that it was added inside of the questions. So the questions right here are questions asked in courses, but that have also been created in the community. And if I go to this one as an admin and add my answer, I can then click on this button to consider the comment as a solution to the question. This will make it so in the course, the question will now be considered as a question that has a solution. When configuring your community, it is also possible to add external links or custom links. When inside of the community, the external links will look like this and the custom links will look like this. It is also possible to add gamification to your community. You can add two things. The first thing is leaderboards. Let's just keep the default settings and just activate the leaderboards. This is what we'll get when we go to the community. We'll get leaderboards of the most active members in the last 30 days right here. And we'll also have the ability to see the most active students in the community with different time ranges like all time, last 30 days, or last 7 days. If you want to give rewards to students who are active in the community, you can go right here and add levels. So let's, for example, have 3 levels. Right here, we can see that we have to configure how many points are required to unlock a specific level. So let's put 20 points for level 2 and 40 for level 3. It is also possible, if you want, to select an offer that will be unlocked when the student has enough experience points to get to a specific level. For example, I could offer them the Agency Academy offer that, if we go and check right here, gives access to the Agency Academy program and the Agency Academy space. Also note that the member levels will be shown publicly in the community. In the community, it's also possible for you or students to create polls. So let's, for example, add some options right here. So red, green, and blue. And here we can choose if we want people who have already given an answer to the poll to be able to edit it. And we can also set a specific duration for the poll, which will limit for how much time people can vote. Let's, in our case, just select the ability to edit the poll answers and post it. I can right here select red, green, or blue. If we look at the poll on the member side, and we go right here, we'll also be able to vote. So let's choose the red option. And once we voted, we can see for which other options people voted as well. SchoolMaker also allows you to send and receive DMs. So let's, for example, send a DM to the admin right here. And if I go right here and refresh my page, we can see that I'm notified that I received a new DM. And I can just see it right here. In the school settings, there are a few more options around the community or DMs that you can see right here. It is possible to completely disable the community if you want. It's enabled by default. It's also possible to disable weekly digests. Weekly digests are some emails that are sent every week with a recap of the most popular posts. It is also possible, if you want, to have a community first school. A community first school, if we enable this, will have its default page be the community and not programs. The homepage of your school will also be the community and not the programs. It's also possible to hide the directory if you want. So if we hide it and save, this element will disappear. Let's reload the page and we can see that we do not see the directory anymore. It is also possible to have more control on who can send DMs, and it's also possible to hide the numbers of views per post. So if I save right here and go back to the community, we can see that this element, if I reload the page, will disappear. SchoolMaker also has a way of helping you answer the questions of your students in a way that will be of a higher perceived value for them, so they'll be willing to pay more money to get these answers in this format, and this won't take you more time. It will actually be faster and easier for you. Let's see how consultations work. On the member side, inside of the Consultations tab, I can go and ask a question, and here I'll be able to choose between categories I have access to. So right here, I only have access to the Super Freelance Consultation category. I can add a new question. We can add tags to the question and just save it. It will then be right here as a pending question. As an admin, I will see the questions that were added to the Super Freelance Consultation category right here. Note that I can create different categories right here. I recommend doing one consultation category per course that you have or per person that is answering the consultations. So for example, if you're the only one who answers the consultations, you can just have one consultation category. It's also possible to have consultation tags, which will allow members to research them faster, because as you answer questions in consultations, you will build a directory of questions and answers that members can go look through really easily, and it will save time for both you and your students. So let's get started with a consultation. I'll go right here to the Super Freelance category. I don't think I need this one since it's an example, and I can start a consultation. It will ask me right here to start a recording. So right here, I'm already doing one, so I don't need to start another one. But in your case, you might use Loom, CleanShot X, or a few other tools to record your screen. So I'll get started. And I have right here a question where I can answer this student's question. And when I finished answering it, I'll just click on complete the question and go to next one. Right here, I have another question. Same thing here. I can answer it. And once it's done, I can complete the consultation since it's the last one. And it's that simple. I just had to record my screen and talk, and I answered my students' questions. I can now upload my video where I'll just drag and drop it. And I can check this to autosave this page once the upload is complete. Note that right here, I can add a buffer of a few seconds. For example, if I started recording a few seconds earlier before starting the consultation, I can add this buffer. Okay, so the video is almost uploaded and it's now processing. And so once this consultation video finishes processing, we'll be able to access it as a student. And so if we go and check the questions as a member, let's go right here and check the consultations. If I click right here on the questions asked by Cassandra, we can see right here that I was directly taken to the right time code. Inside of this page, it's possible to search by specific tags, like for example, sales right here, or just search by keyword. The community can be connected to consultations. If, for example, someone asks a question right here, as an admin right here inside of the community, I'll be able to go right here and add this post right here to consultations. We can see right here that it was originally asked in the community. This question can be attributed to different members, but here the author was Cassandra. I can add some tags. So let's take clients and marketing. Let's save this. And if we go to consultations, it will be considered as a consultation question that is linked to the community. So let's just start a quick example. And let's complete this. And if we go back to the post, we can see that we had an automated robot that told the student that the question was added to consultations. And once it was answered and the video was uploaded, it sent another message telling the student that the answer is now available in the consultation. Consultations can be linked to programs as well. If, for example, I configure right here the questions to be sent to the consultation category Super Freelance, when inside of the course, if I go and try to ask a question, it will ask me to create a consultation question, which will be linked to the lesson. Let's now move on to lives. In SchoolMaker, you can create a few categories of lives. Here I have lives related to the course Super Freelance and lives related to Agency Academy. And if we go right here, we can create a new live. So let's create the live right here. Note that it's also possible to create recurrent lives that would repeat every week, every day, every month. And I also can choose if I want the people who have access to the live category that I chose right here to be notified or not of the live just before it happens. If we check lives that were created in the past, it's also possible to add a replay. So I can upload it right here. And if the replay was on YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, or Loom, I can also just add a URL right here. On the member side, this is what lives will look like. I'll be able to see the description of the live right here. And here I can choose if I want to be notified or not by the live. Here, I'll also be able to see the live replays. I can also create coachings in SchoolMaker. So we're able to create coaching types. Right here, I have one type of coaching for Super Freelance and another for Agency Academy. And for both of them, I have added an embed that allows students to book a call with me. Let's see what it looks like. Inside of the coaching tab, they'll be able to go to book a coaching. And right here, they will see how many coaching calls they have left or how many hours of coaching they have left. And they'll be able to book a coaching call with me. So the embed right here can be something like a cal.com or Calendly or SavvyCal, for example. Here, I'll be able to see my past coaching calls with resources and a replay if needed. When creating an appointment, I can add the duration of the appointment, what coaching type it is related to, who were the coaches, who were the members in the coaching call, and I can add a replay right here. I can add a description, I can add resources. So we've now seen how the programs, the community, the consultations, the lives, and the coachings work. Let's move on to offers. Offers allow us to give access to specific programs, community spaces, consultation categories, lives categories, or coaching types really easily. So if we go to the accesses of an offer, we can right here add some programs, spaces, consultations, lives, and coachings. Note that when it comes to coachings, we can add a specific amount of sessions, or if it's configured in a different way, when creating a new coaching type, we can also have it be configured by minutes, where people would, for example, have access to 5 hours of coaching maximum instead of 5 sessions. When going to a member profile right here, you'll be able to see what is their remaining usage. So right here, we can see that Cassandra used 0 out of 5 sessions. To configure the prices of an offer, I'll have to configure Stripe first. So let's log in. So I'm redirected to this Stripe integration section. I'll just change my currency to USD and connect a Stripe account. So let me save this and let's connect to a Stripe account. So I'm now connecting to my Stripe account. And now if I go back to my offers, I can set up a price. So if I look right here, I'm giving access to a program, community, the consultations, the lives, and 5 coaching sessions. So I can create a price of, let's say, $800. And if I want to have, for example, a light version that does not have coaching, I can go and create a new offer. So Super Freelance Light, save this. And I would only give access to the program and the community, where I would give access to the general community space and the super freelance community space. And this would, for example, cost $400. Note that when creating prices, I can create recurring prices, I can create multiple installment prices, I can also give out a free trial if I want when I have a recurring price. Let's go back to my original super freelance offer and let's open up the offer page. Right here, we can see what accesses I'll have and I can purchase it. So let's press next, and right here I'll be able to put in my card and buy the offer. Note that this page can be turned into a little sales page. I just have to go to the settings of my offer, and right here I can write a long description with images, text formatting, and I can also change a few other things for my offer, like removing the "you'll have access to" section in the checkout page, or remove search engine indexing. A bit earlier in the video, we talked about the drip system for lessons and sections, and we can right here give a specific drip boost to some members if needed. Also, let's imagine that I want to only give access to the first section of this program in the light version of Super Freelance. I just have to click right here, and the second module will not be shown to members who only have access to the Super Freelance Lite offer. I can also add a CTA that will be shown when students try to go to these lessons. For example, this URL can be a link to purchase the full version of Super Freelance. As you could see, offers are made to be as flexible as possible, and they also have promo codes if needed. You can make a promo code only work for a specific offer, and you can also make it so a promo code is associated with someone promoting your courses as a referrer. When inside of the checkout, I'll be able to add the promo code, and it will apply the discount. Inside of the Users tab under Members, we can see a full list of all students that are on our school. We can also export these members, use advanced filters, and also add new members inside of an offer. We can then go to Admins and we'll see the school owner, but we can also add additional admins or moderators. Note that moderators have less permissions than admins. If we go to the Referrals tab, we can see right here in the settings that we can open up the referrals for all members. Let's save this and let's activate referrals for the Super Freelance program. You can set a specific commission rate or just use the default one right here. Let's give 50% commission rate for the first payment only. If I log in as a member, we can go right here to my referral space, and right here I'll be able to add some payment information, my paypal.me handle, which will be the easiest way to pay me. And here I can copy my referral link. SchoolMaker also allows you to collect testimonials. There are two main ways to collect a testimonial using SchoolMaker. The first way is to use the banner. As a member, the banner will appear right here. And the second way is to add a step that is a milestone and that will trigger a testimonial. Let's add this step as an example. If I go to this lesson as a member, let's go right here and complete the step. Right here, I can share my testimonial and submit my feedback. We can see that right here, I'm supposed to unlock a gift. So let's just go back quickly to the testimonial settings, because right here, we can choose what offer will be sent as a gift. So let's just send the bonus offer as a gift. And right here, if I continue creating my testimonial, so let's give 5 stars. Right here, I can add a video. Let's add a short video right here. Was a great course. Next. And right here, we can see that I have a bonus gift, which is the bonus offer. And here I can see which elements I have access to now. Let's unlock the bonus. And we can see that now I have unlocked the bonus program. You will then be able to see the newly added testimonials on this page. If you have some questions to ask us, you can go right here and contact the support, but you can also access our documentations and new features easily, as well as the SchoolMaker community. Let's now move to the settings where we can configure the school name, the language, the time zone of the school, what is going to be your support email. Here you can configure the URL of the school specific terms and conditions, which will be shown when onboarding a new student. Note that you can also add additional links and text at the bottom of this checkbox by adding text right here. You can add a logo. Note that most of the time just having a fav icon is enough, since it will be what is shown right here. You can also change your login image cover. By default, it will just use the color of your school. So you can, of course, personalize which will be the theme of your school. When it comes to emails, you can configure which company/organization will be the one at the bottom of emails, as well as which is going to be the address at the bottom of emails when they're sent to your students. We've already covered the community features in the community part of this video. Here you can add some custom code to your school, which will be in the head and body on the student side. And if you want, you can also join our affiliate program and display a powered by SchoolMaker element at the bottom of your page and make commissions if some people start using SchoolMaker using your link. It will be shown on the member side, and this is what it will look like. In the member settings, we can choose which questions are asked when onboarding a new member. Note that you can delete them all, and the part where we're asking them questions will be entirely skipped. We can also configure which fields will be present when onboarding a new member. For example, right here, I can decide to not show the public email field when a new member is being onboarded. And we can see that this will be grayed out. On the member side during the onboarding, this step will be skipped if all of these elements are not shown inside of the onboarding. And this whole step will be skipped if there are no onboarding questions. We can configure the text that will be shown when onboarding a new member. And this text will be shown when I reach the last onboarding step as a member. We can limit the number of devices that a member can use. This is to prevent account sharing. SchoolMaker allows you to notify members that are inactive. So let's enable this. And it will allow you to notify inactive members after a certain amount of days of inactivity. In the email they will receive, they'll see a reminder of which courses they have not finished to 100% yet, and they will have a link to continue their progression on this course. Note that if they already have completed 100% of all their courses, they won't receive this email. If we scroll down, we can also see that we can configure the default notification settings of all members. Note that on the member side, I can go to my settings right here, and inside of my notifications tab, I can change these settings individually for myself. In my integrations tab, I can connect to Zapier to have a few automations that are displayed right here. Note that we're adding more at the moment. Note that pretty soon we'll also have a make.com integration. Then we have a Thrivecart integration as an alternative to our integrated checkout system. And we also have our Stripe integration. In the hosting tab, you'll be able to change your subdomain. Here we have demos.schoolmaker.co, which we can see right here, and also add your own custom domain. Recently, we've also released a mobile app. You can go to get mobile app right here under your profile, whether you're an admin or a student. And right here, you can see a short tutorial to add the app to your iPhone or your Android phone. We use the progressive web app technology to make it work. And its advantage right here is that you don't need to do anything on the Play Store or the App Store. And you can simply add an app with your own branding, your own logo, and it will still have push notifications that will keep your students engaged in the school. I hope that you enjoyed this complete presentation of SchoolMaker. And if you want to see our new features and updates, you can go to schoolmaker.com/releases.